megawatt class generator can run into the millions of dollars. So today we're going to talk about the one best practice to protect your investment.
Throughout the year, the generator is typically on an exercise program that is set up to kick on for 20 minutes once a month, maybe even once a week. With that being said, it's not put under load or very little load. We're risking the carbon and diesel fuel buildup in the exhaust manifold. We've had customers call in and say that their engine is leaking oil out the side of it, and upon arrival we realize that it's not oil, it's literally raw diesel fuel just dripping out of the exhaust manifolds.
A load bank is a piece of equipment that allows us to simulate a load on the generator that it would experience during an outage.
The exercise cycle, basically, it's just programmed through the ATS. The generator will kick on and run for a timed period, typically with no load. It's just to verify that the generator starts and runs, essentially. It's not typically loaded against the building.
We bring in a load bank test so we can put the unit under strain. This strain is an amount of load that the unit doesn't see in its lifetime.
Having your generator on an exercise schedule doesn't actually do anything to improve the longevity or the maintenance of your machine. So with that being said, what actually is a load bank? Essentially, it's a toaster, a giant toaster. It's heating elements and a fan.
Heating elements or heaters in general are going to pull the most amperage. Basically what a load bank is, and there's two different kinds, there's resistive and there's reactive. Resistive tests the engine, and reactive is going to test the generator and components.
If a generator is unable to come up to an actual operating temperature due to no or light load scenarios, it never actually has the opportunity to build up enough heat to burn off excess carbon inside the engine or excess fuel inside the exhaust system. So in this regard, an exercise schedule could actually be detrimental to the health of your unit.
The load bank test really ensures that your generator is going to perform to its maximum capability in case of an outage.
The ugly truth is you don't really know where your maintenance plan could be failing until you stress the unit and see what breaks.
What else do you have? Air filter, rest of the cable, hook up to the breaker, and then we're ready.
Are you priming the filter?
Yep. So you don't want air pockets in it, otherwise the unit won't start. So we basically prime it before, lube up the gasket on it, and throw it on.
I am hooking the building from the breaker so we can hook up our testing equipment. Alright.
So now we're going to replace the air filter.
I'm just trying to make sure it sits pretty flat so we get good contact. Climb up top and get a sample.
So depending on the unit, whether it's 480 or 240, you're going to want to swap that on your load bank itself. So this one is a 480, so we'll swap it over to 480 right there. If you don't, you'll blow a fuse on the load bank itself.
Ready? Ready guys, here we go.
Let's say, think about it like a car. You skip a few oil changes, things are going to seem okay, but it is going to catch up with you, and it usually will catch up with you at the worst possible time. We have a breadth of experience. We have worked on all brands and seen a lot of different situations, so it's going to be very rare for us to come across a situation with a generator that we haven't dealt with before.
Now it might seem counterintuitive, but a breaker failure during a load bank test is actually the best case scenario. With qualified technicians on site who can diagnose and repair in real time. Our technicians were able to troubleshoot the breaker that got flipped on the inside, get their building back online, repair the damage that was done to the unit, and then load bank it to ensure that there was nothing else that was going to go wrong in the event of an actual outage.
The load bank test is to allow the generator to run up to its full operating temperature. What that does is it burns off excess fuel and excess carbon, and will shake out any issues with the generator like leaks or vibrations.
Once the load bank test is done, we do what's called a hot oil change.
Do everything but the oil first.
Gotcha.
The oil and oil filters will be last.
We feel that we're getting all of the gunk, the carbon buildup out of the oil and out of the generator, out of the system. It's kind of like giving your car a tune-up, you know. It's basically at its best at that point.
So let's walk through how a load test is actually performed.
After we verify that the unit is good during our 31-point inspection, we then connect the cables to the unit 2000 kW Caterpillar. It's rated for 3007 amp. Due to the altitude where we're at, we load bank the units up to 80%, and each piece of 4 is rated for 400 amps. So what we do is calculate the percentage to what kW that's going to be at 80%. That will tell us how many cables we're going to need to perform the test. So you're going to run it at 25 or 30% for 10-15 minutes, then you're going to step it up to 50%, and then 80% you're going to do it 30 minutes to an hour. We're going to record pressures, temperatures. We're going to make sure that it is putting out the correct voltage and that it is stable. I'm making sure the temperature is not climbing, and if it is, then we're going to diagnose and fix what the problem is. Common reasons that I've seen: overheating issues, radiators leaking, bad thermostats, voltage is unstable. So that's a good sign that something could be going on with the regulator. The control panel reading the incorrect voltage or amperage.
Anything from pharmaceutical to cold food storage. If you're not doing the proper testing and have knowledge in the reporting and everything that your generator is working properly, you could possibly put yourself in a lot bigger financial situation. That's definitely better to have us do it on the front end rather than a service call.
Sometimes the customer will say, well, we don't need to do this because the unit just sits all the time. The more the engine sits, the more the fluid sits, things can break down, and it's actually not good for the engine.
So we want to run it at full rated capacity to make sure that it can perform in the event of an outage.
A commercial generator is an investment, and like any critical equipment, you protect its longevity and its value through regular testing. A regular exercise schedule is not really going to push your unit enough to know that it's going to be there when you need to depend on it.
There have been stories in the news lately about this, where power was cut off to certain businesses around town. Not only was there lost revenue, but there was lost inventory. The customers weren't able to make insurance claims for their losses because these were planned outages.
The point is, test, don't guess. And if you're not sure about the last time your unit was load banked or you have any concerns, give us a call. We're happy to help.